Determine the x-coordinates where the function y equals 2 over x minus 6 over x cubed has a horizontal tangent. So a horizontal tangent is going to be defined as the location on the tangent where the slope or the derivative of y, so y prime, equals to 0. And so what we need to do here is we have to take the derivative, we have to differentiate this function so that we get the derivative of the function, then we set it equal to 0 according to this, and then we solve it for x. So let's start by rewriting this using the negative exponent law, so we can move those two powers out of the denominator. So this is going to become y equals 2 times x to the power of negative 1 minus 6 times x to the power of negative 3. At this point, we can use the power rule and differentiate this. So y prime is going to be 2 times negative 1 times x. In the numerator, we're going to have negative 1 minus 1 minus 6, and then times negative 3 times x to the power of negative 3 minus 1. So if we clean this up a bit, we're going to get 2 times negative 1 is negative 2 times x to the power of negative 2 minus, so there's negative 6 times negative 3 is positive, so plus 18 times x to the power of negative 4. Okay. Now, at this point, we have differentiated the equation, the original function. What we can do here, however, we can factor this a bit, which is going to make it easier to solve this. So we are going to continue here. We can factor out a negative 2x to the power of 4. Negative 2x to the power of 4. So remember, whenever you're factoring out the greatest common factor of powers, you always try and factor out the power with the lowest exponent, which here is negative 4. So this leaves us with x squared minus, so negative, minus 9. Like that. And now it turns out that this here is a difference of squares, so we can continue factoring this. So we have negative 2x to the power of negative 4, and then we can factor this as a difference of squares, which is going to be x minus 9. Sorry, not 9, 3. We want to take the square root of that. X minus 3 times x plus 3. So at this point, the next step is going to be to set the derivative equal to 0. So we have negative 2x to the power of negative 4 times x minus 3 times x plus 3, which equals to 0. And so we can use the zero product rule and solve this. So x is going to be either positive or negative 3. So when x equals either 3 or negative 3, the tangent will have a slope of 0, and it's going to be a horizontal tangent.